this is Jehuti Hotep, and I'm going to do some ancient Egyptian math. Specifically, I'm going to do division. It will look remarkably similar to something you've seen before. Multiplication. The way they did multiplication and division are so similar, you can easily see how multiplication and division are pretty much the same thing. So let's go ahead and start with 36 divided by 4. They did the 2-column system again, and we're going to put this in our second column. This is the number of groups we have. So 2 groups of 4 is 8. 4 groups of 4 is 16. And we're just doubling down these columns. So we get to 8 and 32. And if we doubled again, this 32 would be bigger than the 36. And that won't help us anymore. So in this column, our goal is to find numbers that add up to 36, or at least as close as we can get. In this case, we're going to do the 32, and all we need is 4 more. So 32 plus 4 equals 36, and then over here we have 1 plus 8 equals 9. So our solution here is 9. Now, moving on to a slightly more difficult problem, will be 756 divided by 18. I think I should mention that ancient Egyptians did not memorize their multiplication tables the way that we do now. So they would actually have done this written out probably. So back to this, sorry. 1 group of 18. 2 groups of 18. 4 groups of 18. 8 groups of 18, 16 groups of 18, 32 groups of 18. So now we need to figure out what numbers to use to add up to 756. So we're going to start with our biggest here, 576. And this would get us to 800 something, so that's going to be too much. But this one will get us to 600. It'll get us to just over 700. So let's go ahead and do that. We get 144 plus 576. 10, carry the 1. 12, carry the 1. 720. So I can see that we just need 36 more to get that. 6, 5, 756 is exactly what we wanted. So we need our 2, we need this 8, we need this 32. So we get 2 plus 8 plus 32, 8 and 2 is 10. 10 more than 32 is 42. So we know our answer is 42. Boom. So cool. All right, so that is how the ancient Egyptians did division. Let's go ahead and do another problem. 1,584 divided by 48. We get 1 group of 48. 2 groups of 48. I'm sure you're tired of hearing me say these things, so I'm gonna stop. And if we kept going, this would get to be too big. It would be bigger than what we're dividing into. And we're really close. And I believe we're just gonna need that. So 1,536 plus 48. 14 carry 1. 1,584, that's exactly what we're looking for. So then over here, we're gonna do the 1 and the 32. So 32 plus 1, we get 33. And that is our final answer. There you have it. That's the ancient Egyptian method for doing a division. And they did do a lot of division. They had systems that actually required a significant amount of division. So the way that they valued bread was by pesu. So a 10 pesu loaf was made using a tenth of a hecate, which is a measure of volume, about a gallon. So a 10 pesu loaf is worth more than a 75 pesu loaf, which is made with a 75th. So we're looking at like the denominator of a fraction for the value of a loaf. So it's a little bit backwards the way that we usually think about things, but it works really well for how the Egyptians used it. So if you needed to make 20 loaves of 10 pesu bread, you would need 2 hecate. So it's pretty easy to do a lot of that mathematics, those specific, that specific mathematics. So even like, bakers and regular households could do it, whereas you would need a scribe to do a lot of the mathematics of the time. So that's me just yammering on. Sorry about that. So I'll see you next time. Have a good day. Bye. Just to let you know, and to give you an idea of a future video that's coming, the ancient Egyptians had a special method for dividing by 2, which I've shown you already, but they also had a special method for dividing by 3. I will show you that in the future, but we actually have to get through multiplying by fractions before we can get to that technique. So look forward to that in the future.